And it's time now for the big names to take on the Tijmenberg. On the left-hand side is Van der Poel, who's already making his move. Crunching on the pedals now, trying to get onto the wheel of riders up to the front. Of course, Tom Squinch is also there. Stuyven is putting down the pressure on the pedals. And here we go, the world champion taking off on the Tijmenberg. And at the moment, nobody's able to follow. Pedersen is trying. Van Aert is starting to struggle a little and slip and slide. Trentin is there as well. And Van der Poel is starting to open up a little bit of a gap, Adam Blythe. Now Van Aert makes his move and Van der Poel is on his wheel. Amazing how good they both are. From Van der Poel, who's on the wheel there. He followed that, and look, this Melissa bike must chase. This time not Van der Poel making the move himself, it seems, but it is Jorgensen coming across. There's a rider there who looks like it might be Aski perhaps from the Groupama at DSU. We'll have to get close and have a look. And also UAE Emirates are involved. Now Van der Poel goes. He makes his move and he's trying to bridge across to Mathieu. So Van Aert goes, Girmay follows, Narvaez, that draws out Fred Wright and Julien Alaphilippe. It was indeed Louis Aski who was in that move. Stefan Kung is towards the back of this group. This now is Mats Pedersen, former world champion to the current man in the rainbow bands. Then you have the Killer Bees. Then you've got Girmay, the winner of Ghent-Wevelgem. Group splits once more as Mathieu Van der Poel takes off for the third time in this race. Still 66 kilometres remain, and it's old nemesis Wout Van Aert who makes the chase.
It looks to me like Van Aert's just opening up his engine slowly, coming down from altitude. Sometimes you're that little bit rusty, you know, not quite there. He looks like he's got the power, the endurance, but just not that super sharpness, not that big explosive power yet. He's got to ride into it a little bit, but as I just said, Van der Poel coming to the front of that group, wanting to extend that gap. That's his second attack within 2 minutes. He wants a small group to go. He doesn't want all these riders to contend with. He doesn't want the strength in numbers from other teams.
And now it's Oyod Lascano's turn to make the move. And look how important the riders think he is now, because he's followed immediately. Van der Poel's there, Van Aert's on his wheel, the Spanish champion is a real engine, and now Van der Poel overtakes.
Same spot as last year, same part of the road on the left-hand side. Van der Poel over the top. Van Aert starting to bob that head right on his limit. This is a full-blown attack. Look at Van Aert on his bike. Van der Poel as well. It's almost that cyclocross style, Rob, where they're almost out the saddle just a little bit, banging down that power, each pedal stroke. And look at the gap. 50, 60, 70 metres, and he's opened up 3-4 seconds easy.
It's Lebert who's been caught at the top, who is in the breakaway for Aker BMW, and it is the terrible twosome. Mathieu Van der Poel, Wout Van Aert, reunited on the road, renewing their rivalry, and with just less than 60 kilometres to go, making the race at Erdrie Press Harelbeke. It's Mathieu Van der Poel, it is Narvaez, Kung is there, and he's down! You could just see Wout Van Aert losing grip, losing balance. Wout Van Aert is down, and getting going from that again on the Paterberg is almost impossible.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take one monumental effort here for him to get back on there. What happened was Van der Poel came in, Van Aert was on the left-hand side, but Kung swung in front of him. Van Aert tried to go right to get around him, but just lost it on that bit. But Van der Poel,
this is a horrible hill. It's short, but it's steep. It is hellish. Lascano was out there with 7 seconds going on to it, and now Van der Poel is sailing away from him. Up the biggest gradient, his big rivals at the back, contrasting fortunes for both of them, and the race now is on yet again. It's Paterberg advantage to Mathieu Van der Poel, and as we now go to the Quaremont, it's everything to do, and almost a miracle required for Wout Van Aert. At the front of Harelbeke is Mathieu Van der Poel. He's finished second and third at this race, Adam. This is Mathieu Van der Poel with a world champion's jersey on his back. They line the road left and right, and Van der Poel pedalling away, and listen to that. It's the sound of spring, and the gap to those behind him is increasing. 32 seconds and counting, 32 seconds and growing. Van der Poel could well be putting them to the sword here. There's a long way to go. There's a lot of riders behind, but the gap continues to increase. Is there going to be reaction? Fine Vettel here. Van Aert is doing a good job though. Look at that, another few seconds out the gap. You talked about the time trial differences between the two. Maybe Van der Poel more explosive over those steeper climbs and the shorter differences, but Van Aert, we know that he's got the strong engine, hasn't he? He's a real diesel when he gets going and when he gets up to full speed. There ain't much stopping him. He's taking it down to 20 seconds here.
13 seconds, he's getting close to this headwind. Van der Poel on the radio as well. Van Aert's just got to do what he's got to do. Let's not forget this man crashed on the Paterberg, but he's wheeling slowly but surely the world champion back in. He's got him in his sights, he's close. A little look over the shoulder there, Van der Poel as well. Free ride, Van Aert, 11 seconds now. Another climb coming.
There's quite the story brewing here. It looked like Wout Van Aert was out the game on the Paterberg.
Cross headwind, Rob, all the way down to the finish. So just a little look there, and it is a cross headwind all the way down to the finish. This direction for pretty much most of it, and then a left turn with about 10k to go into the centre of Kortrijk. When they turn, they'll still get the sort of cross headwind, head crosswind. 16 seconds, still holding.
Sections, 40 seconds is being shown on the chalkboard. 125 back to the next group. Difficult place this, isn't it, now for Van Aert, because he's seen that gap. He probably knows what's coming in terms of not being able to win the race unless a miracle happens. The rainbow is shining across this parkour in the shape of Mathieu Van der Poel. Mathieu Van der Poel's father, Adrie, came third, came second here. Van der Poel himself has been third. Last year was second, but he's back, he's done it. And finally, Mathieu Van der Poel, after another classy performance, has done the business. We salute you. Van der Poel across the line. He ticks off another, and one of the biggest classics in the world has now been added to a perfect palmarès.